All right, Amanda, I have known you a long time, a long, long time. And we have been doing individual design for a couple of months now. So additional programming on top of the regular programming based on the goals that you're wanting to achieve, which and you've been competing lately, which is amazing. And couldn't be more proud to have you on as, part of the Lobo family. Big thing here is, we, about 3 weeks ago, we had to go all online because of COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
So what, during that switch, and I know the other thing is like there's a ton of people out there that are working from home now and you're not used to that, but you've noticed that you do more work than you even thought possible. And so trying to fit some of this stuff in has been challenging up front, but it seems like you're getting in a pretty good groove now. So can you talk to that a little bit, that transition in from the individual design portion, from the brick and mortar, and then over into what we're doing now?
Yeah. So it was a surprisingly easy transition as far as the programming went. The thing I struggled with most was my schedule. Working from home, I think different from a lot of people, my workload increased when we went to working from home because I had to recreate all of my lectures basically to teach some really complicated stuff online. And so the biggest struggle for me was fitting in the working out. But as far as just using True Coach outside of the gym, it's like a breeze. It's so easy. So the True Coach has been basically the same, I feel. I mean, I was limited in, what I can do it from home because I don't have the equipment that we have at the gym. But now I have a bar and some weights, which is awesome. So yeah, it's been incredibly fluid to use the True Coach at home as opposed to like in the gym.
Cool. And then what do you feel like? Do you feel like you've lost a step? Do you feel like this has been something that you've actually gained from during this time?
I think physically I have lost a little bit, just because I was doing, like, in addition to the WOD and the weight training every day, I was doing an additional True Coach workout.
That's
and I was
true.
making like a ton of gains and getting super fit. So going from that to doing one True Coach workout a day, I think I've lost a little bit. More cardiovascular than muscle. I think I can probably still lift heavy things, but but definitely the cardiovascular I've lost that. I think something that I've gained has been a little, I guess I haven't gained self-motivation, just like a little more discipline.
There you go. Okay.
Because I don't have the gym to go to every day. I have to, it's so, I don't know what it is, but it's so much easier for me to go somewhere and have someone tell me to do it. And even though you're telling me to do things through the app, it's just being at home and having to do that is much more challenging for some reason. So I think I've grown a lot in that capacity. I just set a time, and even if I'm not done with my stuff that I need to get done at that time, I'm like, it's okay. Because if I were going to the gym, I would leave work right now, whether I was done with stuff or not. So I've set a time. I say, okay, at 4 p.m., I'm going to change and go to the garage. And that's been super helpful. And I think somewhere where I've grown a lot is just like saying no to work sometimes, which is a big step.
It's important. No, and this is something we've dealt with for quite some time is for years really of going, okay, set aside some time. And I know your struggle doing that at home, it kind of reflects what happened before, where you were like, well, the gym is the place. I have to drive to the gym. I have to just shut everything off. And that was that transition. So that's been amazing for a lot of people. A lot of people that I've talked to have the opposite problem where they've like kind of flourished in this, where they feel like they can get it done whenever they want because they have less to do. Mm-hmm. Right. And so they go, well, I'll go do my thing. And I've actually intentionally programmed a little less for you just because I know how crazy your schedule is.
And I have appreciated that a lot.
Because otherwise, and I think that's the beauty of some of this personalized programming, especially online. And as we've done the individual design, it's based in psychology. Make sure that I know you, and I know you don't like to have an X. I know you don't like to have not check the box and go, because you're harder. Most of us who do this kind of stuff are our own harshest critic. and then it becomes kind of a, it can be a downward spiral from there. So having, me or another coach or whatever, hoping or holding you kind of accountable for what we think that you can actually accomplish is good. So even though you feel like you've lost a little bit, I think you've gained a ton through the self-discipline, the just shutting off work, and even though it's at home, going to the garage and going, okay, that's the house, that's the office, and now this is the gym. Got it. And that's that's pretty cool. And I think that's going to pay huge dividends throughout the rest of your life. Just the adaptability and the flexibility piece. So going forward, who do you think this would, I mean, obviously this is not ideal for your personality necessarily, because you love to go to the gym and you have the place that you, and it's those four walls that are kind of your church, so to speak. And but who are the types of people do you think that would really benefit from online personalized, the thing that we're doing right now, kind of the personalized coaching, the accountability?
I've been thinking about that a lot since we kind of chatted yesterday. And I think that people who have a work schedule similar to mine would benefit a lot, who don't necessarily, because like you mentioned, I love to go to the gym for the social aspect and for just the mentality. But people who have schedules similar to mine, where they do have a lot of work, and that 30 minutes that it'll take to drive to and from the gym, like, will really hurt them. It's nice to be able to just like walk outside and do it. It's also I think it's really a really good option for millennials. And like, I am a millennial, obviously, for us little snowflakes who really, really want the individualized training. And you know me really well, and you know that I respond best to positive feedback. So even if I just get in like 2 workouts a week, you always jump in and comment like, great job, keep up the hard work, because you know that's like what motivates me. And you know that I am hating myself for missing the other days of the week, but you want to like remind me to be proud of myself for getting in the work that I did. So yeah, I think anyone who likes the kind of beach body stuff, like at home workouts, but wants something a little more intense and also way more individualized, I think this would be perfect for them.
That's that was a really thoughtful answer. I like that a lot, because it kind of, when you talk about, and I make fun of millennials all the time. I'm on the fringe. I'm kind of a tweener. I'm a little older than you. Well, I'm a lot older than you. I'm not going to say how old that is. But yeah, I think everybody nowadays wants to feel, for lack of a better term, their own type of love, right? Everybody's got, and anybody younger than me, which is really interesting, all knows their Strength Finder, Enneagram, like you name it, all of these. Exactly. I don't even know. I couldn't even, I couldn't tell you what I am. I'm an only child. That's about it. But when you know those things, I think it is important to a certain extent to get that feedback back to you and have somebody, because in the corporate world, that's not how that works. It's just not. You don't get you just got to get your work done, and maybe you love your work, or maybe you don't. Lots of people hate it. And you don't get to choose your boss. Your boss chooses you, basically, right? Mm-hmm. This is you being able, I think that's a really good point. You get to choose to trust somebody with your fitness and your mental health in a lot of ways to, kind of further that thing and then individualize that coaching, really. Because you guys are all smart. I mean, the thing is you guys are really, and you're a pharmacist. I mean, you're a smart girl. You know that fitness, you know that, good diet and everything else is very important. But if you don't feel that connection, that trust, that reciprocity, it's like, I know, I'll just wait. I'll do it tomorrow. I got other things I got to get done.
Absolutely. Yeah. And
we've talked about that a lot. And I think that'll, what you said about the millennial thing is really, I think that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. I think that'll resonate with a lot of people. So, yeah. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for the time, Amanda. I really do appreciate that. I think this is going to be very helpful. So.
Of course. Happy to do it. Thank you for everything. You're the best.
Thank you, man.